Folks, it's currently 12:27 p.m. on a Thursday, January 9th. I'm just going to start off saying that I've got great concern for my life now. And I'm going to get this out of the way, get it posted, because I think in the process of dealing with this ongoing issue, which you may or may not have been hearing in several of my videos when I talk about this guy downstairs who's given me a bad time, I finally decided I'm going to gear up and deal with it. I want to show you what I'm doing because in effect this approach I'm taking applies to now my everyday affairs, and I'll talk about that here in a sec. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. I have below listed in the comments section what I'm doing to gear up. First of all, cell phone, and I'll explain this stuff in detail. I have a spare old camera. I have a Bob Love. Let me get to the page I have here describing what model it is. It's Bob Love M7 128 gigabit GPS body camera with audio, 180 degree turnaround camera. I need to have this on my body now because not only with this guy being really nasty towards me, but in public now I notice people just taking it to task, just being rude, and I'm really concerned about that because fingers are being pointed at me. It's like, what did I ever do, you know? So, you know, this is a little bit different than what maybe Jay would ask us to do, but nonetheless, he's in a different world of thinking. The next thing I have is this. It's a, what model is it? Pull up that screen. It's a what's called a formaldehyde detector air quality monitor, portable display air pollution, PM 2.5. I need this because the gentleman, shouldn't even call him a gentleman, the guy downstairs, he's intentionally smoking around the clock to annoy me because he knows that essentially the cigarette smoke floats up into my apartment upstairs, and it bothers me. It's a building I live in that's not the code, and he's been approached by myself and the landlord to stop, but he won't do it. He's attempting to assault me essentially in even in a greater way. He wants me to get out of my apartment because he wants women to move in. He's PTSD or schizophrenic, and this guy goes totally around the clock, you know, screaming at the top of his voice. And running around stomping. I can't get any sleep. So you see me in my videos. I may seem on edge. It's because I'm not getting to be able to go sleep, and I'm stumbling over my words because I'm just freaking tired all the time. The next device I want to show you is this. It's a sound meter. You know, it's a cheapo thing. It's not the best that I would prefer, but what it does is it records the sound, and the fan is on. Right now the decibels are going as high as 105.518 decibels with me speaking close by to the microphone on top. I need this to record the nonsense this gentleman, or ungentleman I should say, who's running around to show a potential deputy in the area that this guy is just, he's going ape, and I'm caught in the middle of this. The landlord does not care. They are in cahoots with each other. There's a nepotism relationship between the two of them. The next thing I have is this digital recorder. I gotta put this right in front of the camera. And what model is that? It is, oh, by the way, that sound meter is a TAC Life digital sound level meter with a decibel meter range of 30 to 130 decibels. That's like $13 or something. All this stuff is posted in the comment section, and you can link to it. The most important uh, piece of gear that I have then is this digital recorder, and there's no, is there a model? No, there's no company name associated with this. It's just is what's called digital voice recorder model A12, and there's a bunch of them out there on Amazon that you could buy with even greater storage capacity. I would recommend getting something greater than what I did. Originally this cost me $45. Currently it's going for about $37. If you can get it for 136 gigabits, I would do it. Have this on hand, have it on your person, and have it ready to whip out, you know, in case you're dealing with somebody in public who's just outrageously, you know, out of line. And we'll get into that kind of stuff here a little bit later. The last thing is dashboard cams, and I've got a let's see, let me get you off the screen and as a document. I've got this very basic model. It's going for about $99 on the internet. You need something a little bit more beefy, and I have what I would consider some outstanding reviews, technical reviews for people that really know what they're talking about regarding the world of digital, with these dash cameras, because really now they're really becoming more and more sophisticated. You can't just get any old dash cam. Look at the listings I have for hookup with YouTube, and spend the time, if it's 30 minutes or 40 minutes, looking at the reviews of a range or one particular model of dash cam you're going to be looking at, based on, I guess, the title here. Anywhere from best dash cams for 2024, buyer's guide, to what else? Best 4K dash cam. Do it, because you're going to, with these things, you're going to have to get more and more technically savvy so that you have the very best in recording what it is that needs to be done when you're driving along and somebody messes with you. You need a camera where you can see license plates very clearly, and it depends on how strong, the dash camera that you get. So you've got front dash cam, and then you got rear dash cams. The model I want to get is going to cost me $329, but to me, yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's going to be well worth it. I've already gotten slammed and my front end taken out, so I need one, and you may too. Now, I'm really up in arms about this topic because that guy downstairs, he won't quit. This has been going on for 3.5, 4 years. Loud music, he's just trying to kick me out. And I finally realized that the way to deal with it is to do it legally and lawfully. You know, I don't want to do something surreptitious and get in trouble there. Actually, up to this point, I've never done anything as mean-spirited and as unkind and nasty as this guy's been towards me. In passing, when he goes to his apartment and I go to mine, I've just kept it quiet. And then again, the landlord doesn't give a darn about anything. So what I've decided to do is take all this gear here and record exactly what I'm experiencing in my studio apartment. And this is the kind of stuff, one or more of these pieces of equipment can be used on your person in your everyday life as well. I typically am carrying my camera, my cell phone, of course, like you, and this right here with an earphone attachment, a pin clip microphone, actually, is what I should say. And anytime I get the feeling that I'm going to get in trouble, I turn the thing on. Now, before I forget, this is really important. Case in point, I went to 2 doctors, an optometrist and an ear, nose, and throat, and a dermatologist. And you know what? You guys probably know this. What's taking over now is the doctor's preference. while you are registering at the receptionist desk for an exam, they will say, now you're required by HIPAA, HIPAA. I forget what that acronym stands for. I'm going to look it up while I'm talking to you. They will say you are required and look at you dead in the eye. Typically it's just a you know, simple receptionist. It's not the doctor, of course. Let me pull up my, should have had this on, ready on screen, but I have to float back and forth between the camera shot and my files. Okay, so HIPAA right here. What does it stand for? You guys might know it. So what I'm referring to is HIPAA compliance and identity verification. Well, it'll say that we're required, but if you look at the HIPAA document, in fact, I should post a link to that too. I'll try and remember to do that. I'll write that down here before I sign off on this video. You read it, and HIPAA does not require us to give our driver's license to the front desk. And then what they do in the same breath is they photograph those things. And we got to do it, for our records. That's a bunch of bull. So what I'm in the middle of doing is trying to rectify the situation. I don't want my driver's license and picture of my driver's license on their files because I recently got a notice in the mail from Connexu Health up here in northern Idaho where I live, and they're saying that my files have been stolen from their records. And this is a big health organization. What more of these small independent offices, again, dermatology and ophthalmologists, there's no such thing as a safe computer out there. People who are savvy enough, they can tap into any information about it. And by the way, if you didn't, in fact, that's another thing I need to post in the comments section. You can actually go and find any information about anybody for free or using a paid site that specializes in, and I didn't look at the HIPAA, what it stands for, did I? Come on. Let me do this first before I'm going to lose my place and lose my mind and forget what I'm going to say. Okay, so HIPAA stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. And what I didn't say is it's required of, I think I didn't say, excuse me if I did already, it's required of any doctor's office or doctor or health facility to verify who walks into their office as a legitimate person for an exam or medical attention, because there are unsavory people out there stealing our identities, unfortunately and surreptitiously using the information against us. So in the HIPAA document that I have, it only says that, for example, these medical facilities and doctors, again, they should request a driver's license or a visa, passport. And I saw in another, this is important stuff, folks. You need to listen up on this. And then there was another document I saw that said we can get and use a DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles Department ID as well. So, I think that these health professionals are just misleading us because they think that they can, get us by the balls, I guess, by having a driver's license on file. I'm actually going to start off by first writing a letter and just demanding, hey, to the optometrist first, hey, you need to remove the driver's license. Keep it simple like that. Let them walk into the situation. Let them know that I need verification from them that they've removed my driver's license from the file. And depending on what they say, then I'll come back. I have letters written up in advance on this stuff. Then, depending on what they say, I will go and send a more in-depth formal, I'm skirting through my files here, formal letter explaining the details of how they're just out of line. If they want to dig their heels in and make a big issue out of it, well, there's people to go to. In fact, I need to write this down and post this too. There's a gentleman who apparently writes for a HIPAA publication that's used by the doctor to keep up to date on new developments that the I guess it's the U.S. Department of Health and Human Sources uses. I think the HIPAA's underneath them. I gotta verify that. I'm slamming this video out because I'm on a tight time frame, and I should have done the preliminary research. But where's this guy? This guy, okay, his name, folks, write this down, man. This is important. If you're going to experience time and time again being forced to, being told that you're required to submit your driver's license, well, you need to come up with a plan to deal with this Johnny on the spot. And that's another thing. These people do this. They request your driver's license when you're there at the desk. This is incredibly rude. They should say they should inform us ahead of time when you make an appointment with an office or medical profession of some sort. They should say, we're requiring, even if they have to use that language, we're requiring that you present a legitimate ID. That's not the right, verbiage there that they should be using, but something to that effect, so you're aware in advance, and then come with a visa or passport and show them who you are. And if they have a problem with it, you present maybe a copy of HIPAA. I mean, it gets really involved here. It's not our fault. So you present a printout, a copy of the HIPAA compliance form and document, and you say, okay, point out where I'm required. It's you that's required to make sure that I am who I am, and that just means I'm obligated to show proof, and that's it. There's no need for you to take a photograph of my driver's license. Okay, so this gentleman here apparently is the editor. Let's see what's going on here. His name is Steve Alder. He's the HIPAA, HIPAA journal editor, and he's the guy I'm about ready to send an email to and say, hey, back me up on this. Where's my cursor? I can't, gosh darn. Don't tell me my laptop is shut down. I've been having problems with the laptop a lot lately. I need to give you his email address, maybe. Yeah, here we go. I'll do that. If I give you yeah, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to give that to you too. HIPAA. Sorry guys. I'll put that down so you can look at that. Keep this information handy, because it's going to come back to bite you in the rear at some point. We're all going now to digital ID, and they first started off testing this stuff in Europe, if you didn't know. I learned this from James Wesley Rawls. I've always known him as Jim Rawls, but anyway, James Wesley Rawls from survivalblog.com. Everything that's happening in this country is test-driven in Europe to work out the wrinkles of what's going to happen before it migrates over here. Like years ago, did you know that the banking system now owns your assets, your checking account and your savings account? You probably didn't know that. They can take it away from you at any time, and it's in a document that I was reading years. God, how long has that been? Maybe 6 years, 7 years. You should be aware of that yourself. I yank all my money out except the stuff, I've got to use to pay my bills. There we go, HIPAAjournal.com, submit. And then let's see if again, I'm talking about getting in touch with the editor, Steve Alder. Yeah, I'll give you some information on this guy. Probably my the information I'm submitting in below this video is going to be too extensive, and I'll follow up in another video and give you these contacts. But all I'm doing is I'm saving you guys some work, some time invested in research, so you don't have to go through the hours it takes to part everything out. I am going to see, what else do I need to do? What did I promise to do and I didn't? I promised to do something and I haven't followed through. Let me know. I mean, if you're apt to, you know, respond or give comments, tell me what it is I promised in this video and haven't followed through on. Anyway, I'm taking all this stuff, and I'm going to start using this for an ongoing recording of the guy downstairs. So ultimately, here's what's going on. Because the world is against us, by the way, and I will even state that this is one of 10 spheres I have. This is my healing sphere I've had for 3 years, hovering over this guy's bedroom, which lies beneath my bedroom in this 2-stage apartment house I'm in. It has no effect on this guy. I mean, I've been compassionate in every which way, trying to help this guy get through the bad medical issues and psychological issues he's going to. I've cleaned up after him. Oh God, this guy. He blames me for having him arrested when in fact it wasn't my fault. The long story, I don't even get into that. But you know, I'm trying to do the good thing. You know, the thing that is, you know, representative of someone that has, well, compassion in their heart, but you know, is willing to stick it out to the bitter end. Well, this is the bitter end. I just can't take it anymore. I need heat. I don't have heat at all. It's typically 52 degrees in my apartment. And I know, I apologize for ranting. I've got a floor heater, and it's not enough, man. I'm 73 years old, and I'm just freezing all the time. And this guy won't change. He's the administrator. This is really turning out to be a rant video, huh? He's the administrator of the electricity, the water, and the power, and the, what else? The centralized heating. So at will, he can turn this stuff off, and he does. He's just trying to screw with me. So in any case, not only am I ranting in this video, but you're getting something out of it, okay? It's not like I'm leaning on you guys to give you my sob story, but you know, this is life. I'm giving you the equipment to deal with your own issues in your own life, right? So at least be thankful for that. What else do I need to say? I know I'm missing stuff. I'm missing stuff to say. God. Well, let me put it this way then. I suspect that as I go along and I build these journals, recording the heating, lack of heating that I have in my apartment every day, recording the sound levels, the decibel levels that I'm experiencing, recording how this guy, he's screaming at the top of his voice. I'm actually recording with a simple digital, see, I'm going to get you on screen. Gosh, come on. Oh, there we go. With this simple digital recorder and a microphone, external microphone, I'm recording this guy just going ballistic. And he's talking about killing and this, that, and the other. I think the only way I'm going to have to resolve this, or be able to resolve this, is once I get the deputy there with me at the substation, we're going to sit down, try and figure out how to put this guy in psychiatric care. I mean, he's that bad, you know. So, you know, and that's not even, I haven't even talked about the fact that he tried to burn the apartment down, and he placed propane canisters in the fire. I couldn't find pictures of that. Maybe I'll do that in the future. He put propane canisters in that to try and blow my side of the building up where I sleep, and walk away scot-free. It ain't gonna happen. So it goes on and on. The fire department didn't record the sensitive putting the fire out. They weren't obligated, which is another issue. I got to go to the fire marshal and you know, ask him what's going on with this. So I have to go to court. I got to prove there was a fire there. You guys put it out. This guy was trying to blow me up. My life is a mess. you have to give me some kudos, folks, for at least not springing all this stuff all at once up until now. And this is what going to be my 26th video maybe. I should check up on that before I quote that. So this is not the last of talking about everything that has to be said about this issue, and imparting what could occur as a subsequent to me talking to the deputy about this. I could be kicked out of my apartment because of that nepotism link between the landlord and this guy downstairs. The guy downstairs used to be married to this guy's daughter. You know, he's vindictive, both vindictive. So this is my life, and all I can say is, Jay, freaking get to work. You know, deal with this stuff for myself. You know, I'm not advocating that he die. You know, I don't like saying that, but I don't know. Maybe for people like me, there's a special case. The ETs can step in. Oh, which reminds me, I've got to produce a video on how I communicate with the spirit guides. That's coming up like maybe after this video. But this video will be part one of an ongoing series, and you guys are going to learn some stuff that I can pass on to you. And please listen. Don't dismiss this stuff as you know, this guy's blowing off, and you know, I can't learn anything. Folks, we're in this life together, man. We can help each other, right? So I'm going to stop this recording and upload it, as well as some information in the comments section. That HIPAA editor is something I need to put in as well. His email link. So anyway, thanks for bending an ear. Talk to you guys coming up. My new parting comment is not going to be good, but be kind. I'm really big on that because people are getting more and more mean-spirited these days, and that's just it. I don't like feeling that. So you guys do stuff that's kind to other people. And it might sound like rinky-dink stuff, but it's important to make people better than what they are. That's what this metaphysicality is all about. You know, and JSX is trying to teach us, you know, and I agree with that. I knew this stuff even before I hooked up with a DNA ICUC. Anyway, here I go. Sayonara.